Good morning, fellow YouTube viewers. Rob here, and I just wanted to come to you and do an update. If you watch my videos and follow my channel, you'll know that a week from this last Sunday, it's been 8 days ago. I was in Tennessee vacationing, and at 1 o'clock in the morning, I had somebody at my door, and short story is that when I went to the door and to make sure somebody wasn't trying to get in my door, uh, my grips fell off of my Bond arms. Uh, they had pulled out the plastic there, chunks of plastic broke out, and they basically fell off in my hand. And this was Sunday morning at 1 a.m. a week ago. And so at 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, right after this happened, I was emailing Bond Arms. And so Monday afternoon, probably around 1 o'clock, I got an email from Bond Arms asking me to call them. Well, I call them up and I speak to a young lady, and she's very, very polite and friendly. And I kind of explained to her what happened, and she's like, "We're so sorry that happened. Um, we'll get you a set of grips out in the mail immediately." So that was Monday of last week. So today is Tuesday, so it took 8 days to get my new grips from Bond Arms. And they just come in the mail. I haven't even opened the package yet. Thought we'd open the package and put on the new grips and go from there. So here's the box. Customer service, Granbury, Texas. Let's open it up and see what the grips. They're going to be the same grips, but you know. And she did assure me that there was no issues with these grips. I asked her if possibly the rubber grips were having issues with maybe harder recoil and calibers, and she assured me that there was no issue with them, and that I obviously had just gotten a bad pair, which, oh, so nice. They included a Bond Arms hat. That's really nice. That's great. So inside here, so they sent me a hat. That's nice. Let's see what we got in the box here. Let's set the box over. Oh, that's a real nice hat. Yeah. I have to admit, their customer service she was asked no questions. She's basically, all we ask is you send back the old ones. So inside here, I have a new set of grips. And a packing slip, rubber grips, and a structured hat camo. And they got that down as a write-off, so that's a freebie. And then a return envelope to send back my old grips in. We'll get them in the mail to them today. So let's install these new grips, because I really do like my Bond Arms. It's an awesome little gun. I really like it. I don't know why I like it. I don't shoot it as well as I would like to be able to, but I also think that maybe I expect a little more out of it than what it's designed to do. So let's see. Oh, these look different. If you'll notice, these look more reinforced through the center. So this tells me that maybe they did have an issue. Look at the old grip and look at the new grip. See these reinforcements right here that weren't on the old grips? Same on the one that broke. Yeah, so these are a completely different grip. these would have to be a little stouter with that extra reinforcement rib in there. So we'll see. Same grip. Those will go back to bond, and we will install the new grips. I noticed the old grips kept working loose. They kept, and what I think was happening is I think that this brass insert, on this side was constantly pulling through until it just failed. Because when I took it camping once before, we went camping with, sorry I was off frame there, but we were camping and I packed it in, we were on a 4-day camping trip, and about the 3rd day I noticed my grips were loose, and I mean they were substantially loose. I mean I could move them around on the gun. So I think what was happening is this little brass piece was pulling its way out the whole time, and I only tightened them up once, and that's when we were camping, and I didn't tighten them overly tight then because I had to use a point in my pocket knife to kind of put just enough on it to keep them from moving. So I know I didn't over tighten them at that point. And when I come home from camping, my intention was to put a little Loctite on the grips, but I never did do that. I forgot about it. And then when we were on our vacation, of course, they fell off in my hand at 1 a.m. So we're going to install the new screw. People that do these things and look through the camera to see that they're on screen and do these tedious little tasks have more talent than I do, because so. So I'm not going to over tighten it, as you can tell. Just basically got 2 fingers on the screwdriver. Don't want to over tighten, but there we go. So I think that's pretty good. Those actually feel slightly thicker. I don't know. I think these might be slightly thicker. I don't know, they feel pretty good in the hand. Excuse me. They've been mowing hay all around, and it's got my allergies messed up. But anyway, I'll get these sent back to Bond Arms. I have to commend them on their customer service. She never asked any questions. She just said, we'll replace them for you. They got them right out in the mail. It did take 8 days to get them. Had I not bought the Ruger LCP2 in 22, I would not have had a carry gun. Most of my guns are larger and not as well suited for carry, although I could carry them. I have a Beretta APX, a CZP07, have some 1911s, revolvers, all larger. So as far as a gun that I could carry in my pocket, I basically had this, and I went out and bought the LCP2. But I really like this gun. It's definitely a close range gun, and I'm gonna go out and do a video here in a little bit. We're going to look at, I own 2 pocket handguns, this in 38 and 357, and the LCP2. Now I know that those are on the far end of the spectrum from each other. You have basically 2 rounds of 357 Magnum, or 10 rounds, or 11 rounds of 22 long rifle. Which would be best? I mean, what do you all think? Would you rather have 2 rounds of 357 Magnum in a gun like this, or 11 rounds of 22 long rifle in the LCP2, which weighs half the weight of this. So I'd like for some of you to chime in and give me your thoughts on that, because I like both guns. This one currently has a 22 long rifle barrel still installed where I shot the video the other day. So what's everybody's thought on that? 357 Magnum, 2 shots, or 22 long rifle, 11 rounds? I'm kind of on the fence about that. I know 2 rounds of 357 Magnum is pretty lethal, but I also know that 11 rounds of 22 long rifle in a gun that you can put your hits on target with is probably equally lethal. So chime in on that and tell me what you think. I mean, should I carry the Bond Arms with the 2 rounds of 357 Magnum, or should I carry the LCP2 with the 11 rounds of 22 long rifle? And I know there are gonna be a lot of people say, well, 22 is not dependable, yada yada yada. I've already put 330 rounds through my LCP2 with not even so much as a hiccup. So as far as the unreliability of that gun, it hasn't proven itself out yet to be unreliable. This gun itself is not unreliable, but the losing of the grips in your hand when you're standing at your hotel room door thinking somebody's going to come through it, in my eyes, is kind of a failure. Yeah, they made it right, and they replaced my grips, and I appreciate that. But, this gun could have failed when I needed it, because when the grips fell out, there were several large chunks of plastic that fell off. And, they could have... I never cocked the gun at the hotel. I never pulled the hammer back, so I don't know that it wouldn't have pulled back. But I also know that those chunks of plastic in there potentially could have gotten in the mainspring and caused me not to be able to pull the hammer back. So, would it have worked? Probably. Can I say that with 100% certainty? No. But, the gun itself is an awesome little gun. It's just, my faith in it has been shaken to a small degree. If you own the Bond Arms and you have experience with it, let me know. Let's have a discussion about this. So, like I said, they replaced it. Free hat. All's well. I'm happy with their customer service overall. The gun is as solid as a rock. If it has a weak point, the grips would be its weak point, in my opinion. So, if you own one of these, you might want to keep an eye on that and maybe look to see if you have this type of grip without the reinforcing, because it's obvious they've done something there to make these a little stronger. All right, I'm rambling on, so I'm going to wrap it up. And like my video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, comment down below, chime in. Let's discuss this, and y'all have a great day, and God bless everybody, and we'll see you again hopefully on the next video. And until then, we'll see you later.